Lying almost directly opposite one another are the Whiteford Hill and Cuween chambered cairns on mainland Orkney. Whiteford lies roughly 2 miles west of Kirkwall, while Cuween is approximately 6 miles away. The Whiteford Hill chambered cairn is accessible along the side of the hill of the same name, but can be slippy in wet weather as you descend to the site. There is a torch available at the site, but do take your own in case the batteries are dead, or you could use your mobile phone torch. The ancient tomb, which has been terraced in the 20th century when consolidation works were carried out, dates from around 5,000 years ago, and was built into the bedrock of the hill. It overlooks the Bay of Firth, and you can make out Cuween opposite. It was only discovered by a group of boys in the early 19th century. The chambered cairn is almost circular in shape and was once capped by a grassy dome. It's accessed via a ladder, as the original entrance is very low, long and narrow. For this reason it's closed, but it was positioned to be lit by the setting sun at the end of February. From the central chamber, 3 smaller ones, or cells, have been constructed off it, although there is a 4th one, but that's inaccessible due to fallen stones and debris. The main chamber rises to around 3 metres, with part of the roof surviving. Whoever built it were very skilled at what they did, as can be seen in the stonework, and they would have had to have worked as a team to create such a well-built cairn. Mortar wasn't used, and the stones were carefully placed to make the concentric structure. The floor was covered in soil and clay. Part of the roof is modern, having been battered by the northern storms over the centuries and put in place to protect the structure underneath. These ancient builders have also left us tantalising clues about themselves, with fine examples of Neolithic artwork. The cairn has been excavated on numerous occasions, but before the Victorian antiquarians had the chance to visit, it appears it was robbed of any clues as to what was in there. One antiquarian of note who excavated the site was Irishman George Petrie in 1849, but no human remains were found. He believed it had been deliberately filled in 2/3 with rubble through a central hole in the roof, and abandoned soon after its construction. Some animal bones and animal teeth were discovered at the site, but no pieces of pottery or tools. Below the cairn, there is evidence of 2 Neolithic settlements, which were discovered during excavation works, thought to predate the cairn. Stone and wood found at these sites bore evidence of the construction of buildings, giving credence that these early people were more settled than their ancestors. The cairn came into state care in 1934, and the following year some clearance works took place, carried out by archaeologist Howard E. Kilbride-Jones. It is only noticeable due to the grass within the Historic Environment Scotland enclosure being kept separate from grazing. The circular and grass-covered Cuween Hill chambered cairn was built on a steep hillside between 3000 and 2400 BC. It too overlooks the Bay of Firth. Access here is gained through a low narrow passage which you have to crawl along, that leads to the main chamber, which is over 2 metres high, although may have been taller when constructed. This, like Wideford, has also been cut into the bedrock, but unlike it, human remains were found in the chamber during excavation in 1901. It's believed that there were at least 8 skeletons, along with a good number of animal bones. 5 of the skulls were found in the main chamber, with 2 discovered in the side cells and 1 at the entrance. 1, perhaps 2 of these show evidence that they were killed by something like a stone mace. Another skull showed signs of very early surgery, with a hole carefully cut into the bone, perhaps to treat an injury or infection, while the person was still alive. It's thought there were numerous burials there over the years. What is unique about this site is that there were 24 dog skulls discovered on the floor of the central chamber, which are thought to have been placed there around 500 years or so after the tomb had been constructed. It's unknown how they ended up in such a sacred site, but perhaps these dogs, which may have acted as guards, helped round up sheep, or were simply pets, were revered by the local tribe, or perhaps it was believed they too had an afterlife like humans. There are 4 side cells at the cairn, which can also be accessed, with one of their roofs thought to be original. Also, one of them is double the size of the others. The main roof of the cairn has been capped by a modern stone and fiberglass dome to protect it from the elements, and evidence of ancient scratch artwork can be seen. Due to the tomb being so dark, no algae can grow in it, and there is no modern graffiti, thought to be because of the darkness. A torch is available in a box near the structure. However, the batteries are often dead, so once again take your own or use your phone's torch. Part of the outer part of the narrow passage has been reconstructed, and for a few days in autumn, as the sun rises, it lights up this passage. Just below Cuween, an ancient settlement was discovered, also dating from the Neolithic period. This, like Whiteford Hill, demonstrates the strong connection between the cairns and settlements created by these ancient peoples. Cuween came into state care in 1934. It's a truly remarkable place and a fine example of a chambered cairn. Above the cairn is a modern homage to the ancients, with stone towers built, creating another intriguing part of the Orkney landscape. These 2 cairns connect the Neolithic people and the landscape in which they lived with us, and we must ensure that their monuments are preserved for future generations. Both sites are open to the public all year round. If you enjoyed this episode of Scotland's History, please like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching.